Welcome all of you. We're going to see about the Alzheimer disease. Alzheimer disease is the most common form of the dementia. About 60 to 80% of the dementia have the cause of Alzheimer disease. So we're going to come to the definition. So it is a neurodegenerative disease in which the neurons in the brain will get affected, and due to that there is a problem with the memory as well as some mental ability. So these disease mainly affecting cognitive, behavioral and physical impairment. This disease is a incurable disease because there is a degeneration of the neurons, and this degeneration will started with some cause, and this cause will take time, and that time is called as a preclinical period. After preclinical period, there is a continuous progressive course will occur of degeneration, and that disease will then it will going to show the symptoms. So what kind of things we are able to see in this disease? The common features that are seen in the brain, like there is a degeneration of the various brain neurons, and there is a presence of neurofibrillary triangles, and there is a presence of beta amyloid plaque inside the brain. So these are the common things that are seen in the Alzheimer. Now we're going to see about the origin of Alzheimer disease. The disease was first described by Dr. Alois Alzheimer in 1906. Doctor had a patient named Auguste D of age 50 who suffered from a mental illness. But when she died in 1906, an autopsy revealed a dense deposit, now called as a neurotic plaque, which is present outside and around the nerve cell in her brain, as well as inside the cell there are twisted strand or fiber. Now it is called as a neurofibrillary tangles. Since Dr. Alois Alzheimer was the first person who discovered the disease, so Alzheimer disease was named after him. Now we're going to see about the epidemiology of Alzheimer disease. So Alzheimer disease mainly occur in the individual older than 60 years. The prevalence of Alzheimer disease increases with age. Around 90% of cases of Alzheimer disease are sporadic, means non-inherited, and occur in individuals older than 60 years. And remaining 10% of Alzheimer cases occurs inherited form that mainly passes through the families. The women are at higher risk than the men in Alzheimer disease. Etiology of Alzheimer disease. The exact etiology of Alzheimer disease is not known, as we know that this disease will take around decade to develop the symptom. So because of that, to knowing the cause is really difficult task. So mainly it has seen that environmental and genetic risk factors are involved in the pathogenesis of Alzheimer disease. These factors trigger the pathological cascade, and that lead to the Alzheimer pathology. So first one we'll see about the genetic causes. So as we seen that there are 90% of the Alzheimer disease are of sporadic type, means not inherited, but remaining 10% are of the familiar inherited form. So mostly those who are having the familiar form of Alzheimer disease are seen in the following type of mutation. Some like mutation in the chromosome 21, mutation in the chromosome 14, and mutation on chromosome 1. So with the mutation on chromosome 21, especially the gene which is involved in that, which is called as a amyloid precursor protein. And especially in the Down syndrome, though this particular mutation occurs very frequently. On chromosome 14, there is a gene which is called as a PS1, allele PS1 gene, where there is a multiple mutation occurs. On chromosome 1, which is called as preselin 2, where only 2 mutation occurs in this particular gene. So all these 3 genes lead to the excessive production of the beta amyloid, and this beta amyloid peptide will be forming the insoluble form, and this insoluble form will lead to the formation of senile plaque, which is a insoluble form. Not naturally in our body there is a formation of beta plated peptide which is of soluble types, but it will become insoluble in the cases of there is a mutation. This beta plated peptide have the neurotoxic properties, means when these beta peptides are forming, this peptide, insoluble peptide, will cause the neurodegeneration, and that will lead to the cascade of events, and that cascade of events results in the neuronal death, synaptic losses, as well as formation of neurofibrillary tangle, as well as senile plaque, and that will cause the another gene that is involved in the Alzheimer disease is called as a ApoE gene, which is present on chromosome 19, and this gene is responsible for cholesterol carrying. So in this ApoE gene there is a mutation, and this mutation will responsible for the amyloid deposition, and this amyloid deposition will cause the formation of the plaque, senile plaque, and these senile plaque are responsible for pathogenesis of Alzheimer disease. So basically these genes again have 3 different forms like ApoE2, ApoE3 and ApoE4. Mainly ApoE4 are responsible for the higher risk of Alzheimer disease, and ApoE3 are responsible for intermediate risk as compared to the E2, E3 and E4. Another causative agent is infection. The various infections like spirochetal infection, in that there is a treponema, borrelia, as well as some viruses like herpes simplex viruses are shown to be causing the Alzheimer disease. Another causative agent is the depression. So depression is also acts as a risk factor for Alzheimer disease and various other form of the dementia. Another causative agent is head trauma. Moderate to severe head trauma is another risk factor for development of the Alzheimer disease. So traumatic brain injury lead to the accumulation of amyloid precursor proteins with its proteolytic enzyme at the site of axonal injury, and these will cause a problem. Pathogenesis of Alzheimer disease. Pathogenesis driven by 2 processes: extracellular deposition of beta amyloid protein and intracellular accumulation of tau protein. Both these compounds are insoluble. Beta amyloid is a main component of senile plaque, and tau is a main component of neurofibrillary tangle, which is a clinical feature of pathogenesis of Alzheimer disease. Beta amyloid deposition is specific for Alzheimer disease, and it is considered as a primary feature, while tau accumulation is also seen in other degenerative diseases. Because of that, it is called as a secondary feature. Senile plaque. In this, beta amyloid is a aminopeptide present, which is a part of larger protein named as a amyloid precursor protein. This amyloid precursor protein is a part of transmembrane protein which is present in the neuron as well as in the other brain cells, and it is found in the extraneural tissue, and they are specially abundant in platelet as well. Their function is unknown. The beta amyloid residue, which will form as a part of a transmembrane domain of amyloid precursor protein, which is derived from the cleavage of this precursor protein by the enzyme beta and gamma secretase. These beta amyloid monomers and oligomers are further degraded by other enzymes physiologically. During the pathophysiology, this defective clearance of beta amyloid is occur because of there is a faulty cleavage of the amyloid precursor protein and other mechanism, and that results into the accumulation of beta amyloid, and this beta amyloid monomer will polymerize into the soluble oligomer and then into the larger insoluble fragments, and which precipitate as a amyloid fibrils that we call as a senile plaque. In Alzheimer disease, this plaque develop and will affect going to hippocampus, which is a structure deep in the brain that helps to encode memories, as well as they are going to affect cerebral cortex, which is a very important for thinking and making decision. And mainly this plaque begins to develop early as the fifth decade of the life. Neurofibrillary tangles, in which first we'll understand about the normal anatomy, then we're going to see about how these tangles were formed. In the healthy neurons have an internal support structure made up of structure called microtubules, and these microtubules acts like a track, and these tracks are guiding nutrient and molecule from the body of the cell down to the end of the axon and back. A special kind of protein that are present inside the microtubule is called as a tau, and these protein are important for stabilizing them also. In Alzheimer disease, due to the formation of senile plaque, this senile plaque will activate the phosphate kinases, and these phosphate kinases will internally cause changes into the tau protein. So, due to that, tau protein change will occur, and it will begin to pair with the other thread of tau, which become tangled together. When this happens, the microtubule disintegrate, collapsing the neuronal transport system, and these tangle come together and form the neurofibrillary tangles. First of all, after formation of tangles, it will cause the malfunctioning in the synapses. They will affect the communication between the neurons, and of latter they will cause the death of the neurons. These tangles are insoluble twisted fibers, and they are built up inside the nerve cell. Initially, they are mainly distributed into the temporal lobe. They mainly affecting the cortex and hippocampus most severely. So because of that, we are able to see various dementia-like progression. As the Alzheimer disease progresses, this tangle will accumulate in many other cortical region, and they will also proceed towards the higher order association tract, and they are lessly affecting the primary motor and sensory region. There are various other hypotheses that are also involved in the Alzheimer disease. One of them is cholinergic hypothesis. The cholinergic system is involved in the memory function. In the Alzheimer disease, there is a decline in the cholinergic system. So So due to that cholinergic deficiency, the area got affected is hippocampus, amygdala, cortex, and this area is related to the memory. Another hypothesis that are involved with the Alzheimer disease is oxidative damage. In this, there is a generation of free radical occurs due to the various reasons, especially in the area that are involved in the cognitive functions. And due to that free radical generation, as well as there is a increase in the intracellular calcium, there is a damage to the various cellular components such as protein, DNA, lipids, and due to that there is a death of the neurons occurs, that is called as a apoptosis. One more theory is involved in over there, that is inflammatory reaction theory. In that theory, as like we seen over in the plaque formation, whenever there is a formation of plaque, our inflammatory system will also get evoked. This inflammatory and immune mechanism also play important role in the degenerative process in the Alzheimer disease. So these inflammatory cells are interacting with the amyloid and glial cells and produce the cellular activation. And this cellular activation will lead to the inflammatory response, producing various cytokines, chemotaxis, and these will cause the damage to that area. There are various pathological changes occurs in the Alzheimer disease, like there is a cortical atrophy occurs, there is a decrease in the size of the brain occurs due to the neurodegeneration, as well as there is an enlargement of the ventricle are seen. Even basal ganglia are undergo the wasting. If you will going to see the microscopically, there is a changes in the protein of the nerve cell of the cerebral cortex. It may be due to the oxidative stress, accumulation of neurofibrillary tangle, neurotic plaque, that are the main features of the Alzheimer that are seen over there. Even granulovascular degeneration occurs due to the accumulation of the plaque around the blood vessels. Even there is a loss of cholinergic nerve cells which are responsible for the memory, especially in the hippocampus, are undergo the degeneration. So all these are the microscopical character are seen. In the given diagram, there is a different forms of the Alzheimer's or stages of the Alzheimer's are given, mild stage as well as severe stage Alzheimer brain. So you can able to see in the severe stage Alzheimer brain as compared to the healthy brain, the size of that brain got shrinked out. As the progression of the Alzheimer occurs, the size of the brain or cortex will undergo the shrinkage. We're going to see about the stages of Alzheimer disease. So Alzheimer disease typically progresses slowly in three general stages: mild, moderate, and severe. Since Alzheimer affects people in different ways, each person may experience symptoms or progress through the stages differently. The symptoms of the Alzheimer disease worsen over time, although the rate at which the disease progresses varies. On an average, a person with Alzheimer lives 4 to 8 years after diagnosis, but can live as long as 20 years depend on various factors. Changes in a brain related to Alzheimer begins years before any signs of the disease. This time period, which can last for years, is referred to as a preclinical Alzheimer disease. The stage below provide an overview idea how ability change once symptoms appear. The stages are separated into three categories: mild Alzheimer disease, moderate Alzheimer disease, and severe Alzheimer disease. And it is difficult to place a person with Alzheimer in a specific stage as stages may overlap. Mild stage Alzheimer's symptoms. In the early stage of Alzheimer, a person may function independently. A person may feel having memory lapse, such as forgetting familiar word or the location of everyday object. Symptoms may not widely apparent at this stage, but family close friend may notice such a symptoms, and doctor would able to identify symptoms using certain diagnostic tool. So common difficulties that are found in this mild form, that is coming up with the right word or name, remembering the name when introduced to new peoples, having difficulty performing tasks in social or work setting, forgetting material that was just read, losing or misplacing a valuable object, experiencing increased trouble with planning or organizing. Moderate form of Alzheimer's disease, typically the longest stage and can last for many years. As the disease progresses, the person with Alzheimer will require a greater level of care. During this stage of Alzheimer, the dementia symptoms are more pronounced. The person may confuse words, get frustrated or angry, and act in unexpected way. Damage to the nerve cell in the brain can also make it difficult for a person to express thoughts and perform routine tasks without assistance. The symptoms may vary from person to person. The following symptoms are included in this stage, like increasing memory loss and confusion, shortened attention span, problem recognizing friends and family members, difficulty with language problem, with reading, writing, working with number, difficulty in organizing thoughts and thinking logically, inability to learn new things or to cope up with new or unexpected situation, restlessness, agitation, anxiety, fearfulness, wandering, especially in the late afternoon or at night, repetitive statement or movement, occasionally muscle twitching, hallucination, delusion, paranoia, irritability, sometimes loss of impulse control, similarly perceptual motor problems such as trouble of getting out of chair or setting the table. Severe Alzheimer disease. Patient with severe Alzheimer disease cannot recognize family or loved ones and cannot communicate effectively. They are completely dependent on other for care, and all sense of self seems to vanish. The symptoms of severe Alzheimer disease can include following: weight loss, seizure, skin infection, difficulty swallowing, groaning, grunting, increased sleeping, lack of bladder and bowel control. Patient may be in bed much or all of the time. Death is often result of other illness like more frequently pneumonia.